Hello peeps, Donna here. Welcome to my channel, welcome to my studio, and welcome to class. Yep. All right, so what you see before you are slinkies. Slinky, it's slinky. Everyone knows it's a slinky. Yeah, it is a slinky. Now, this idea has been sort of percolating in my brain for a while. And so I decided I would do this for the open channel. It's quite simple, hence the name, the super simple Slinky bracelet. And you know, it's so simple, and it seems so obvious. I did Google because I thought surely, surely someone has done this. So I Googled Slinky, Polymer Clay Slinky Bracelet. And I got basically nothing that looked like a slinky. So evidently, this might be, maybe, perhaps, the first slinky bracelet to grace the planet. Actually, this would be the first one. Now, we have ideas, and sometimes they're good ideas and they work out. And sometimes they're not so great, right? Yeah, it makes sense when you think about it. And then in actual practice, it doesn't work out. Happily, this did work out. But what follows is basically a studio session, because I take you along as I make the very first one, which was, I think, this one. Yeah. So, if the introduction doesn't quite match, or if I repeat myself, that's why. Okay. Now, I do want to mention one thing, because, you know, you make things and then you think about them, and it's like, why does it work? What could possibly make this not work? And I personally think what could make this whole slinky kind of fall apart, particularly when you're wearing it and it's hot, is leaving the ends open. So in the class, you'll see we close these ends. We just kind of attach. I cut myself. We secure the end to itself. And in a very real sense, I think of these as kind of plugs, kind of holding everything together. Because as you wear it, what will happen is that your body heat does affect the clay, and it will probably loosen up just a little bit. It'll be easier to take off than it is to put on, but it will never like uncoil on you. And you know what? I could be wrong, but I happen to think that that is because of the plugged ends. Okay? So that's important because of this. It's holding it kind of all together. All right, so having said that, I just love these. They look kind of like niobium or titanium, and that is because of the chameleon powders. Yes. So you guys, we've had another class using them. So here is another easy way to make excellent use of your chameleon powders with your clay. Okay, so let's get started. We got some slinkies to make. Now what you see before you are the potential makings of a slinky. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and I kept forgetting. Okay, so I'm gonna take, here is my clay gun, and because I want to make a super long rope, I'm just gonna use one hole. But before I load it up, I'm gonna take my conditioning bar and I'm gonna make this black clay very soft. Yeah, I am. I want it soft. I want it very soft. That might be too soft. We might be talking soup here. let's try that. If it's too soft, I'll always add, I can add more of this, right? All right, so let's do it. Oh, what happened to my acrylic rod? Why is it wet? Dusty sitting right here. Have you been playing with my tools again? I don't know about you guys, but I waited all my life to have a lap kitty. I have a lap kitty now, and he won't leave me alone. All right, so I'm going to do this, and then I'll be back. All right, so my clay feels nice and soft, but not too soft. I mean, it's got nice stretch to it, and it's not too soft. If it were too soft, I couldn't handle it at all. Now, I'm going to be extruding through this guy with the one hole, and then I'm going to wrap it around this bottle, which is about the size I want, and ordinarily, I would cover this with paper because you'd want to slide it off. Well, I think this time I'm going to leave it just like this and wrap it and let the slickness of the bottle hold on to this extruded snake I'm about to make. Okay, so let us put some, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Let me put this in the clay gun. Yeah, nice and noodly soft, but not super noodly soft. That I don't want. I wonder how many miles I can extrude. I can get a lot of clay in there. We'll see. We shall see. That's the end. Gonna give this a go. I've been wanting to try this for the longest time. Slinky bracelet. You know, it's probably not even original. Somebody's probably done it, but I just don't know because I spend all my time in my studio and I never look up. Okay, so let us start to extrude. Now, sometimes it gets difficult to extrude, even with softened clay. So I'm going to take this ratty piece of Rubbermaid liner or something and wrap it around so that I have a better grip. Yeah. There's the grip. Now, let's see if I can do it. How strong are you? You know, for an old person, I'm actually quite strong. Oh. Just another day in the studio. Just another day in the studio. Yeah. Uh-oh, I think I'm not going to extrude enough. Dang, I need a bigger clay gun or a smaller disc. Oh, please, 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 please. Maybe I'll make a mini slinky. Actually, it wouldn't be a mini slinky, it'd be a short one. You failed, Miss Slinky. I hesitate to, patch and put two together, but Lord Almighty, I might have to do that if I want what I had in mind. What I visualized. Man, my visualization is not always spot on, is it? Well, basically I extruded all the clay and I'm still alive to tell the tale. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't that difficult to do once I softened the clay. So let's see how far we can get on that. I'll start at the end and work my way up. Where is my camera? Where are you? I suspect the first one is kind of the hardest one to do because all it has is this glass to stick to. Now, how important is it that it's straight? I mean, is it going to be a tragedy if I go off? You know what? I'm sticking you down. I'll just cut you off later. Slinky. Now, the one thing about the conditioning bar is that it doesn't only make the clay softer, it makes it more flexible. It adds flexibility. And you guys know my clay, Kato POLYCLAY, is not a very flexible clay. So, I mean, which doesn't bother me at all. If the clay is not flexible, it's actually quite fine and preferred in some applications where you really don't want clay to change. So here we are at the end. Well, that's kind of interesting. It's not too narrow. Let me just push this end down a bit. Let's take a look. So it wouldn't be, you know, the longest or the widest bracelet, but is that going to be a problem? I don't think so. Might as well start small. Then if I like it, because I don't even know if I'm going to like this. I'm just being honest with you here. I'm not sure I'm going to like it at all. It's okay. All right. So next, because, okay, black is fine. I wear black all the time. I'm going to take these. I bought these from Temu. I know you guys, some of you guys are like, Temu, don't buy from Temu. But I went ahead and I bought them. They're called chameleon powders, and they're quite pretty. This one is gold, red, and purple. Yeah. This one is yellow, orange, red. I love those colors. This one, blue, green, purple. Very pretty. This guy, blue, green, purple, red. How did they get all those colors in this little tiny bottle? I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a miracle. Brush. Now, I'm not even going to change brushes, and I'm going to start with my favorite color. See, this, I can make the whole thing this color because but I think I will. Yeah, let's see what they all look like. All right. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love it. 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 I think I would love this one if I could open it. Oh. And they say clay is messy. No, they don't say clay is messy. As a matter of fact, they say clay is not messy. Messy. I am messy. Okay? I know it. Come on. That worked out better. These are really pretty in the bottle. Ooh. My friend Nookie would say they're delicious. Okay, so let's just give it a go. Ooh. Oh. I'm in love. I love that. Okay, so let's try this color. Okay, flashing some blue there. Why not? Let's try this guy. Give this guy a go across the middle. Didn't show up as much, whatever that color is, a blue, green, red, purple, whatever. Okay, so I gotta admit, this guy is still my favorite and probably always will be. I love that orange that it's kicking back to me. I don't remember how much these were. I don't think they were very expensive, but sometimes when you order from Temu, you order something and the size is off. In other words, you order something and you think, oh, it's going to be a jar this big, and it's like that big. So you have to really pay attention to sizes, weights, dimensions, and it gets more difficult because, of course, we don't do grams, we do ounces, and we're alone in the world in that regard. What is it about, our refusal to do metric? Is it that we think people will wake up and say, oh, we were wrong? Definitely, we were wrong. Let's go back to ounces and that nonsense. Yeah, it's kind of nonsense as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Now, as you're working, of course, there's only so much powder this clay is going to accept. So at some point, I think it's just, you're just wasting powder because it's already got a layer of powder on it. But me, knowing that, I'm still putting more on. These are so pretty. Come on, stick. They're like, lady, stop. All right, so I'm gonna stop. Close these up before I knock all of them over and have like powder everywhere, which could happen. And if it's gonna happen to anybody, it's gonna happen to me. All right, so you know what I think I'm going to do? Because, I think I probably should have done this before. To be honest with you, I even did think about it. But of course I ignored whatever that is. That voice. The voice that says, you should really do this. I ignored it. But optimist that I am, I think it's going to be just fine. All right, so let's do this side. What I'm going to do is cut that same kind of like so. Da, 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 da. Get out of there. And let's just slide this like so. It's kind of nice how it worked out. It was a total accident, by the way. All right, now let's throw this in the oven. I'm excited. Okay, so this is still a little warm, but let's check it out. Let's see if anything's coming off. A little tiny bit. Now, because I only basically covered the outside, I'm not too worried about the powder coming off on the inside, but I think I will go ahead and I'm gonna seal it. Now, my choice would be PIM 2. They don't make PIM 2 anymore. So I did go online and I ordered Mr. Hobby Top Coat. I can't... Yeah, well, I read the reviews, and the reviews were quite good. So what I'm going to do is, while it's still on the bottle, I am going to seal it. Maybe just one coat, maybe two. PIM 2 would be my choice. I don't have any, as I said, and they are not making it anymore, unfortunately. Now, I think I'll be able to get this off. I've been kind of fiddling with it because, well, that's what I do. And see, I can move it pretty easily. So I'm thinking, you know, if you take just a kind of a dull tool like this, a dull knife, you don't want to use anything sharp, then you can sort of break the bond, any bond that might exist between the strands. And that, of course, makes it easier too. But, you know, it seems like it's going to slide off. Definitely the other one will be easier, but I will say that it's not necessary to cover. So far, that's what I would say anyway. So let me just spray this down so that no more of the powder comes off, and I'll be back. Okay, so I sprayed a light coat on, and because I can't stand it and I have to keep fussing, I put more powder on. Yeah, I did. Because it was slightly, it wasn't, I wouldn't say tacky, but it was a little wet, so I thought, well, why not? You know, these powders are used for like eyeshadow and stuff. I'm not concerned about toxicity or any of that, or never being able to get it off my clothes, or, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so let's just start scooting stuff down. Da, 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 da. Just like, it's like I'm plowing furrows in the soil. Who needs a mule when you have whatever tool this is? Yeah, it's working just great. Yeah, oh, I just went a little off. But hey, it's not bad. Not bad at all. So I can't believe nobody's ever made a slinky before me. So I'm sorry if you are someone who made this and you think, oh my God, she has copied me. I'm sorry. I really don't know whether anybody has ever made clay slinkies, but you know, the more I think about it, it seems like kind of an obvious thing. Hey, I did it. It's me and my tool. I think it's going to be helpful to have this end connected like that. I'll just leave that much of it. And, you know, I'm just going to start sliding you off. Give it. Okay. Hey. This might not work at all. I mean, it might just be a mess. Maybe there's a reason nobody's done a slinky before. Oh, you know, it looks like titanium, doesn't it? This just looks like a titanium bracelet. Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's cute. Look at that. Slinky bracelet, slinky bracelet. Okay, well, I'm happy. I'm happy with my slinky bracelet. Woohoo! So I'll be back when the other one is out of the oven. And as I said, it's going to be much easier with the paper, I think. Although, I think separating them the way I did with my little tool is definitely the way to go. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so I have the original piece in the oven, but it occurred to me that it might be extremely hard to get the coils off. I mean, it could be very easy, it could be very hard. So I'm making a second one. I've extruded my snakes. I have another bottle, and what I'm going to do is tape paper around the bottle. Not to the bottle, but around the bottle. So it will be easy to slide off. Okay, like so. Now, going to take my snake and find the end. Here it is, the end. And you know what? I'm just going to wrap it around. This time, I'm going to secure the ends first before I put the powder on. Then I'm going to put the chameleon powders on, and this is then going in the oven. Yeah, it is. Slinky part 2. And then we'll see how difficult it is to take it off of the bottle as opposed to a bottle with paper. Okay, now I really will cut. Okay, so you can see that I secured the ends. Yeah, this will stick better because it won't be raw clay sticking to powder. It's actually clay sticking to clay. Okay, so let me powder this up. I'm going to get this in the oven and then I'll be back. Okay, so here's the second one. I loosened everything up. I have yet to spray it. Much easier to spray it when it's on here. But this is going to be really easy to get off because of the paper. Yeah, the paper. This is going to make it easy. So let me, I'm going to let this cool a little bit more, spray it down, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I sprayed with Mr. Hobby. Now, Mr. Hobby is matte. That's why everything's more matte now. Makes sense. So let's get this off. I did loosen everything. So they're all separated like so. Okay, I already did that. So let's just slide this out. Then pull this. Look how cute. Oh my goodness, so cute. Oh, this one's smaller. But oh my gosh, that is so cute. I love it. Now, this is a studio session. It's the first time I've made these, so I cannot tell you how they wear. I can't. But what I will say is when you cure it, make sure you cure for a long time, as hot as your clay will take, and that will definitely help. Now, if it breaks, you know, it's pretty simple to make more. So, I'll wear it and I'll report back to you at some later date about how it's doing. But I love these. Oh my God, it's so comfy too, really light. All right, I'll be back. Oh, this is too much fun. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. Okay, so I do have one thing to say. Now, this is a jar that I use. It's perfect for me when I'm making a bracelet. You know, it just fits perfectly. I squeeze my little hand through. And and that's what I used for this one. Now, for this one, I used one that I have a jar that is slightly, ever so slightly larger. And you know what? I would recommend using the larger one because when you put this on, it's easier to get it on than it was to get off. When you start to get this off, you know that I refer to this all the time. I need to get one. I need to go to a Chinatown and get one. But remember that toy? It was woven and you stick your fingers in and then you go to pull your fingers out and you can't get them out because it tightens. Well, kind of the same thing happened when I was taking this off. Took a little bit more work to get this off over my hand than this one. So I would recommend that you use a slightly larger form than perhaps the one that you normally use for your bracelets, okay? I hope that makes sense. It is. This is much easier. It's easier to get on. It's easier to get off. This was a little more difficult to get on, but far more difficult to get off. Okay, so that's it for this class. All we needed was clay gun fitted with one hole, some chameleon powders, a brush, some matte top coat, and a form to wrap it around. I would say that you can either cover the form with paper or not. You'll be able to get this off. Look at this. This is falling. My rubber mat is falling apart. It got quite a workout today. Yeah, it did. This was an easy bracelet to make. However, it did take a little bit of elbow grease. All right, so that's it. I'm Donna Kato. Thanks for watching. If you like this and you want to learn more, perhaps some tutorials that are a little more complex, then please join the members classroom. There's a lot more happening there. So it's time for me, Donna Kato, to sign off.